Huge buffs are finally coming to Roblox Fish, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I know this. I will also be going over 10 rods that I am very, very confident are going to get buffed in this next up-and-coming update. And to be honest, you guys, I am very excited because I think Fish is finally doing something good with this next update, and I think this is exactly what the Fish community wanted. Anyways, let's get right into it. I hope this helps, and if it does, subscribe. First things first, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how I know the buffs are coming. If you take a look in the Fish Discord server, Noah, one of the moderators, said this: as another announcement, this up-and-coming update will be the biggest update yet, which is why all of these updates have been a lot smaller. We're going to be making it worth it for you guys, and we want to ensure this update brings what you guys really loved back to Fish, which is casual gameplay. And basically, the main part of this is this. At the very end, he said, I'm going to be a lot more strict on buffs and nerfs going forward after some concerns. And he said this: we will most likely only be buffing going forward unless there is a major problem. And this is really, really good news for the Fish community because a bunch of rods have been getting nerfed. We know the Arctic rod got nerfed. We know the Zeus rod got nerfed. And there's just a bunch that have been nerfed over time. But the good news is I think that is all about to change with this next update. Let's get into some of the rods that I think are going to get buffed in this next update. First things first, this one may seem kind of surprising because some people don't think it needs a buff, but it is the Heavens Rod. I think that the Heavens Rod is going to get at least a little bit of a lore speed buff because, oh my goodness, it is very slow, especially if you're using weird algae with it. Dude, the lore speed is just absolutely unbearable sometimes. So I'm pretty sure that Fish knows this because obviously it's their game. So hopefully they're going to fix the Heavens Rod just a little bit. And the next rod, honestly, this one's probably not going to get a huge buff, but I do think it'll get buffed just a tiny bit. I'm talking about the Arctic rod, one of the rods that previously got nerfed into absolute oblivion, and it used to have 45% lore speed, way more luck, more control, more resilience, and way higher max kilogram limit. The good news is, guys, I'm pretty sure this rod will be buffed at least a little bit because 25,000 for a rod this garbage is absolutely trash. Meaning, since Fish is so serious about the buffs and whatnot, I think either they're going to lower the price of the Arctic rod or make the stats a little bit better to make it an actually good rod for beginners. And speaking about good rod for beginners, this one is very hard to get as in what? Am I stuck between a wall? What the heck? Anyways, this one is very hard to get for beginners. I am talking about the rod of the Exalted One. Where is it? The rod of the Exalted One. Yes, it has really, really good stats, but since this is the only rod that you can actually have a higher chance of catching exalted relics with, the 1 in 800 chance it gives you is honestly not that high. That means on a regular basis, 1 in 800 catches. I don't think you realize that 800 is actually a lot of catches. What I really, really, really hope Fish is gonna do, because bro, I've always wanted to farm enchant relics or exalted relics, but I've literally fished overnight and still caught like maybe 1 or 2 exalted relics because they're still really rare even if you have this super hard rod to get, which is why I think in the next update Fish will be buffing the rod of the Exalted One, or so we actually are really gonna hope on that one. Another then that we're really gonna hope on is a rod that I don't have because in my personal opinion it is not worth buying at all right now. Since I don't have it, I'm just gonna show you guys it on the wiki real quick. I'm talking about the rod of the Zenith for 10 million credits, and for the price of 10 million credits, honestly, I would say it isn't worth it. Yes, I mean, it has like a mini game in the thing, like it's pretty good, it has pretty good stats, but the fact that the Ethereal Prism rod, which is one of the best actually the best money making rod in the game, is only 5 million more, it just makes that rod kind of useless. So either make it so it's really like worth it, like has super high luck, because at this point, bro, if you want money, you're just gonna get the Ethereal Prism rod, which is why I think that they're either gonna lower the price on that rod or just make it a good amount higher luck so you can catch super rare fish with it. Anyways, number 5 is kind of a funny one, but okay, they're either gonna buff this one or add a new version of it, the Reinforced rod. It has a 0% lure speed, 25% luck, and the other stats are so trash that I can't even look. And this, yes, this rod right here, unless you get the invincible enchant on one of your rods, is the best rod that you can use to go fishing in the Roslet volcano, which it's honestly really bad for that because there is a mythical, not a mythical, an exotic in that volcano that is just super hard to catch. So it's like, if you don't have the exalted relic enchant and you want to go in the Rosla volcano and go fishing, you're kind of just in a cooked situation, which is why I think they're either going to make this version of it better or make a new version for fishing in the Rosla volcano. Anyways, guys, you may be wondering why I haven't talked about any old rods. That's because I saved all the old rods for the top 5 because this is my favorite part of the video where we talk about the old rods that I think are going to get buffed. And number 5 for the old rods and number 6 of the video is the King's Rod with a lure speed of -45. The other stats are good, but the lure speed of -45 is absolutely trash. I think that Fish is going to at least up the lure speed to 0. I mean, honestly, the thing about these rods is that they're really expensive. So it's like, it's completely not worth it to get it when there's rods like the Depth Seeker rod for only 40,000 credits and they just have way better stats than these old rods. So yeah, King's Rod, 100% gonna need a buff. The next one is very good right now, but I'm talking about the Rod of the Depths with a 65% lure speed, 130% luck, 0.15 control, 10% resilience, and 30,000 max kilogram limit. Honestly, the biggest problem with this is the max kilogram limit. With 30,000, you can't catch a Megalodon, you can't catch a Scylla, you can't catch almost any fish, and with literally any of the rods in Atlantis, including the Abyssal Spectre rod, which only costs like 250k more, you can catch infinite kilograms, which is how these really expensive rods for 750,000 should honestly be. But none of those rods, okay, even if we talk about those rods, none of them are near as bad as this rod. And I am talking about the Destiny rod. This is the highest luck rod in the game with 250% luck, but 0 control, 0 resilience, -10 lure speed, and 10,000 max kilogram limit, making this rod absolutely useless. Yes, it looks kind of cool, but it is absolutely useless. I mean, what are we supposed to do with the luck when all the other stats are completely trash? And the fact that this rod costs over 200,000 credits just puts the cherry on top, making this one of the most garbage rods in the entire game, which is also why I think it's definitely going to get a buff. I honestly, for all my people who bought the Destiny rod in the past, I hope this gets a buff for all of us. And speaking about something that would help all of us, especially the OG players, the No Life rod. The rod you get at level 500 with a lure speed of 90%, 105% luck, 0.23 control, 10% resilience, and an infinite max kilogram limit. Seems good, but the only problem is rods that you can get way before level 500, like the Zeus rod and the Tempest rod, even like the Kraken rod, if you get hasty on that, are all better than the No Life rod. And yeah, the No Life rod needs some respect. I don't care if you put like a price tag on it of like, I don't know, 500k or whatever you want to put on it. Please make this rod better, because at level 500, you most likely already have a better rod than the coolest rod in the game, which is the No Life rod. Anyways, guys, the one I am most excited to see get buffed is one of the OG classic rods, the Trident rod, with a lure speed of 20%, 150% luck, 0 control, 0 resilience, and a max kg of 6,000. What? Like, brother, the luck is good. This is like another Destiny rod situation, except the lure speed's kind of okay because you get the stab ability. But honestly, Trident rod cannot compete with any of the new generation rods, and which is why I think it is the #1 rod I would love to see get buffed. And I do genuinely think that this rod is going to get buffed in the next update or an update coming soon. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments and subscribe if this helped. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.